Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey, two diehard baseball fans who don't agree on anything. Which side will you choose? This
with
is
Mike
The
and
Divide.
Corey.
That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny. And so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are, Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trenton. Or check us out on the iHeartRadio app. Back from across the pond. I can't even say it like a normal
Yeah,
human. From
no.
across the pond. Ducks on the pond. Mike.
You're from Chicago, Corey. Chicago Corey's here. Yo, my favorite thing in the world is like that I do the mixer and like when I hit it perfectly, like the guy, welcome to The Divide.
like
And then our
when-
theme song plays.
It's like when you're wrapping something and the scissors glide. It's just, it's like heroin.
As a lefty, they never glide.
Did you have, like, because we're both lefties. Well, you're more ambidextrous than I am.
I am.
Or you are ambidextrous. I'm not.
Yes.
Do you use scissors with your left or right hand? Like, are lefty scissors used with left hands? Like, when I cut with scissors, I use my right hand. Is that weird?
Yeah,
for
I think
lefties?
we're forced. Like you don't have a choice.
That's
but-
why everybody, like, lefties are like, oh, you must struggle with scissors. It's like, no, man.
I figured it out. Like, yeah.
Just use this hand and it works fine.
Yeah, you're at your own devices. Yeah, I don't know, but I prefer my left, but yeah, I could do the right.
Yeah, for scissors, right? Like,
Yeah.
Are we still talking? Okay.
My God.
Oh, man.
Welcome to The Divide, everybody.
All right. So let's get into this because obviously it's a Philly station. I want to recap because you were there, the Mets Phillies London series.
Yeah.
Everything I read and every single goddamn picture I see, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
It could be like just FOMO for me, just not being there. Like
Yeah.
one with you, and two, just like an awesome baseball experience. Because the last, like, you know what it reminded me of looking at pictures is when we went to the All-Star experience when
Fair.
it was in New York.
Yes.
Like that's what it kind of reminded me of.
felt like that.
And that was like 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just give it to us. What the run through it, the ups and downs, anything that was good, anything that was bad.
The cool part was, ironically, it reminded me of Veterans Stadium because you were set back further than you normally would be
Okay.
from the game. So it was a little bit further back. The view is still amazing regardless where you were.
It's a soccer stadium that they were in,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Or
like-
excuse me, football stadium.
Football stadium. Yeah, and the pitch was right there. So it was just, it was, the stadium itself was really cool, right? They also had like concessions, like there was a Shea chicken spot. So it was like the first baseline was all Met stuff. The third baseline was all Philly stuff. So there was a divide. It was really cool to be on either side.
Nice.
They had everybody, you could tell the London crowd was going nuts over the baseball bats, beer bats, and you got to remember that's only like 4 or 5 years old here.
Yeah.
Right. And we went nuts for it. So it was really cool. Like, we have to get a beer bat, so they were all excited for that.
I think mixing that much alcohol when you finish it, you have a potential weapon is fantastic.
Yeah,
for
how
any sporting
awesome
event.
is that? But also, like, the other weird thing was I didn't get any draft beer when I was there because it was intimidating. Like when you buy soup, like wonton soup, that was the container. Like it was that big,
Like a quart?
A quart.
All right,
of beer.
I guess that's what it is. I think it's a quart. I think
Yeah,
that's what
at
it is.
least it looked way too big, and it was exactly that cup. Now,
Damn,
what
that
I will
sounds
share
amazing.
is the everywhere you go and you buy a beer, whether it's Paris or London, they give it to you in this awesome plastic cup. It's like a reusable cup.
Okay.
And like some of the restaurants are like, oh, you could keep the cup, but we'd prefer if we take it back. But they're like really good to drink out of. Now, with that said, if you get like an iced coffee at Starbucks in Paris, it's in a paper cup and it's so disgusting. So like there was different things, but I wish they put their coffee in their beer cup. That's all I kept thinking about.
Just
the whole
saying,
time I
man,
was
they
there.
just value their alcohol a lot more than they value their coffee.
Yeah, well,
they're more about the downer than they are the upper.
But they're all also more about like being eco-friendly than we are. It's like way like those plastic cups do not exist. Like, and Starbucks is like, yeah, no, you Americans are like crazy to have those. London had them, so
Yeah.
I was excited for that. But yeah, to be in London Square and hit, like the cages, like first off, so the cage that was in the center of the whole fan experience was like a Topgolf cage.
So the fan experience was literally in London Square.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they had everything from like batting cages to
Yeah.
like where you throw pitches.
You get your own baseball card made.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So go on. You have
Dude.
you're in London Square. You have
Nah.
like a Topgolf type situation. Like so, it's like a simulator when you hit these.
Exactly.
These balls.
Yeah. So my daughter got to see me actually hit a baseball for the first time. And she's like, Dad, you should tell the Mets you're pretty good. I was like, I ain't that good. But it did feel good for her to say that. And there was
I'm looking at the record right now.
Yeah.
You might actually be that good.
they got they're up to 30 wins now. And so I'm pretty excited. Also, I
fair.
shared something, and I'll share this real quick. 2022, when we got signed to Sean Brace's team, if you want to call it signed, it sounds way cooler.
I don't remember signing anything.
Yeah, we didn't sign anything. But when Brace was nice enough to put us on his airwaves, the Mets were way ahead, just like the Phillies are right now.
I know, yep, I know what
Very
you're talking
similar record, and they were the Phillies at that time were 4 games under, so 500. The Mets are like 6 or 7 right now, so it's very, very similar. To be honest with you, it's only a couple games off where Philadelphia was in 2022. So I got high hopes to steal a term from Philadelphia.
the parallel is there, man. I mean, you just really got to fire your manager and call it a day.
So the fan experience
get
was
Mendoza out of
yeah.
it.
The fan experience was crazy. Like they had 47, the hat company. They were like making like art, like so you could like have spray paint art on any of your shirts or like a banner. So Peyton got a banner and a koozie. The merch was great with the exception of some of the collab merch that had Phillies and Mets on it.
I saw
was
that. So you
disgusting.
could buy like a T-shirt. I think the picture you sent was like
Yeah.
a polo
Yeah.
that had both like Mets. That's got to be for people that live over there.
So
that
hear me.
has to be.
I'm gonna wait till it goes on clearance, but I'm gonna buy one, and we got to run a contest on the Gambler, like for somebody to have to wear that to a game,
Oh God.
like as a punishment.
Yeah.
It's rough, right? It's so disgusting.
like my-
yeah.
Oh, my skin is crawling right now.
Yeah,
It's just
I don't know who was like nailed it. Like I even don't like.
It's gonna get somebody killed if we do that.
Yeah,
It's a
I don't
great
like.
contest.
I don't like those like London series, and it has both logos. You know, like because they do that with the World Series merch.
You're
too.
talking about like a pennant or like
Yeah.
a towel, you know,
Right.
like how you go to a playoff game and there's a towel like so and so versus so and so, like whatever, man. But a polo,
Yeah,
like something
like
that you're
a Hawaiian
come
polo,
on.
like you're gonna wear out.
Get out of
Yeah.
here.
And it didn't say anything about the London series. It just,
had
had their
the Phillies P
and the New York
Met-
team,
the New York
Yeah.
logo.
So again, so you go into the square, and the left side's all Mets, the right side's all Phillies, like kind of food and options, and then they announce like, oh, Daniel Murphy is gonna play a virtual home run derby against Chase Utley. Dude, AJ Przinsky was there because he was doing game 1 for, I guess, Fox.
Yeah, that's right. I saw Foul
So-
Territory.
So
had,
I got to see him in the cage. I got to see Ryan Howard in the cage.
how's Ryan holding up, man? I haven't
He
seen him
didn't
in a
do
while.
too well, man. He did not do too well.
Ooh.
Shane Victorino still got it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
AJ. They were both complaining about the way the ball dropped in for left-handed hitters, AJ and him. So it was really cool. And Utley got creamed by Daniel Murphy. It was quite impressive. Murph hit like 4 or 5 out. Utley only hit 1 out.
Did
But
anybody know that was going to happen, or it was just like announced?
I had no clue. I didn't know.
Not that it was on like any sort of
Yeah.
like schedule or itinerary.
But they need to
or
do
nothing.
more of those. Like honestly, like with that technology, so I was talking to Przinsky, and he was like, it's pretty damn accurate.
Yeah.
Like it's close. He's like, I felt like that's where it would have went if I hit it into a major league ballpark. So, and it was really cool because then it would show virtually that they hit it into traffic, so it was done so well. People were just really having fun there. Then there was a bunch of other cages you could hit. Peyton got to hit, Timmy got to hit, my buddy, and I got to hit a bunch of times. So like, it was an awesome experience.
Say, like, how'd they handle the crowd? I feel like it had to have been mobbed.
So they eventually stopped letting people in. But what was cool was like once one person left, they legit let one person back in.
Good.
Because when they were doing the Derby, it hit max capacity. But
I mean, the temperament over there. I know there's people that traveled from America over there, but you got to think half the stadium's got to be visitors. The other half has to be people that live around the London area.
So that was the other thing. So like. The Mets fans, probably because of the record, but also maybe slightly more classy. When we were like at the London Tower and stuff, they were in normal people's clothes. Like, because in Europe, you dress up a little bit more. You really do. Like, you could tell, they say two things. They could tell a tourist from yoga pants. And like if they wear any shorts, shoes, or like a gym apparel.
Yeah, bro, they can spot me a mile away. I think the 2 times I've been overseas, that's all I wore. Was either gym apparel and
or
sneakers
shorts.
or shorts.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, yeah, that's how you could tell, especially in France. But
people don't wear shorts at all in France.
I didn't see many.
Really?
I didn't see many. I did not.
Oh, man, I would not do
they
well
were
over
well
there
dressed. Also, there's something else off the air. I'll tell you about French people, but not in a bad thing. It's just something I don't want to share on the air. It's just the other. Oh well, one thing I will share is like they say constantly, and I think it's also because my wife likes to ask questions. You've been out to dinner with her. She'll ask like 21 questions about the menu. Like, oh, can I get avocado instead of bacon or something like that? You can, but it's not recommended.
Yeah.
That's what everybody said to her. Like,
I'm gonna start using that in my home life.
You can do that, but it's not recommended.
Yeah.
So like, and it's just like, it was kind of like this conversation where it was like, you could do that, but we prefer you not to do it. Like,
please don't is what I'm telling you.
Don't be a jerk. Like,
so, so getting back, you said you're out seeing like the London Bridge and stuff.
So,
and
we're at London Tower where, they're teaching you about all the, one, they got the crown jewels there, right? Protected.
Correct.
Two, like that's where most up to, I think, Queen Victoria, all the kings and queens lived there. But they're sharing you with a lot of the kings when they were dirtbags. They were like 40 years old, marrying like 17-year-old girls or younger. And they would say, I'll love you for the rest of your life. So, and a lot of them got tried for treason, and they were sharing one of the princesses or queens, I should say, that was tried for treason and how terrible it was and how she was murdered in the middle of town of London Hall. So somebody in a McNabb jersey walks by and you just see this whole crowd. So they're telling this story, and it's very much like the Titanic, like where Jack dies.
Yeah.
Like it's at that part. And all you hear is, go birds. And like so many people, go birds. Like they just say it back. And it's like this unison. Like if it was church. No, if it was church. If it was church, it would have been like the amen or whatever.
That is the equivalent of like when you're watching a proposal in public and someone's like, don't do it. Like I love situations like that. Because in my mind, that's hysterical. Like you pay for this tour. It's probably you and 30 other people.
Yeah.
You're listening to this tour guide who it's their job. Like that's what they do. They're tour guides. They're being dramatic. They're awesome. Like, you're just like whatever. They're getting into it. They're telling this story. It's a serious moment, and all of a sudden, some random person walking by just ruins it.
Yeah.
Go birds!
Go birds!
That's fantastic.
I didn't have a problem with the English accent because I've been so used to dealing with the Delco accent for the last 15 years. So like that was another thing that was kind of.
Thank God, I thought it'd be hard understanding you guys. But don't worry, I've been listening to this for the last year.
Yeah, go birds.
Bro,
water. I need
how
some
many
water?
So your seats in there,
dude, they were nuts. I enjoyed them a lot. Like we were around great people.
I was just gonna ask, were you around people from London?
London, right? All behind
else?
us. To the left were he was ironically, I think, born in Brooklyn, moved back. He had family in London. He moved back to London at a young age. So like he kind of understood American history, but also like London. He did share. He's like, yo, like you guys take a lot of pride in the Revolutionary War. He's like, we thought of it as like the way you explain like a finance move. Like we were just like, yeah, we're not going to spend any money. We have all these other territories we got to worry about.
Like, we didn't lose.
Let them have it.
We just didn't care. Like,
because there was a viral Philly fan that was in like a England
the
blew a 13 colony lead.
I think Barstool made it viral or whatever. Which is a great T-shirt, to be honest with you. It really is. And anybody that takes it seriously, like, come on, man. Like, it's like arguing like the winners and losers of World War II. Like, it's so the Revolutionary War is where you're gonna really put like your butt hurt over that.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
It was also the 80th.
We won, by the way. There's a whole holiday.
Yeah, it was like the 80th anniversary of D-Day while we were there too. So that was epic.
Did you go to Normandy while you were there? I don't want to get off baseball too much, but I have to ask you that.
We didn't, but I can't remember the battleship, but it was right across the street from London Tower, right across the ocean or water, and they did a salute. Also, like Seymour Wiener was there.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
That dude's having
Biden
a
met
tour
him. Yeah.
Biden was there too?
Biden was not in England. I think he was at Normandy.
Oh, okay.
Not in London, but yeah, he was over there. But over where? Over there. But yeah, dude, it was nuts, man. Like there's so many different things I could share. The game itself was a lot of fun. Now, what I will share is I do think there was too many Americans there, to be, in my humble opinion, to the point where like the announcers and stuff were trying to get like football chants going, and even Lindor like changed all of his walk-up songs to like things that normally crowds in London or in a football.
And it didn't hit.
It didn't hit. Like what did hit was the hands touching hands. Reaching out, touching you.
Why that's a thing that's played at baseball stadiums is beyond me. Why it's played at all. I mean, dude, I'm not saying I hate Neil Diamond. I'm just saying that song is
did Piano
terrible.
Man for a while, and
still, man,
I love that.
Yeah,
but
what's the one meme? For a song called Piano Man, the guy with the harmonica really won't shut up.
It's so true, though.
All right, last question about this before we take a break. The whole fan experience, could they? Like, what's the best stadium or the best city to do something like that? Because I'm picturing, like, okay, if they make the upgrade to City Park like they're supposed to, maybe that would be great, right? Because I feel like in Queens, you do have that. The Bronx, you don't have an area to do that at all. Right. There's no way you do that without shutting down a major highway.
Okay, so to bring London, like to bring soccer here.
Not soccer, but if you were to just do a crazy series... Right. And where it's two rivals and you try to do the fan experience, like what city is it working in? Even like if you were to try like pick a city here that doesn't have a baseball team and you want to bring two baseball teams, like what's just a dope city that you can do that? Like what?
Miami.
Well,
yeah, I would. Here's why, because there's so much imports, right? Like how many, whether you're from Philly, New York, New Jersey, like how many people go down to Florida?
That's fair.
You know? So I think Tampa, Miami, that would be dope. And also it would help with their attendance, you know, and it would be like, that'd be worth it, you know? But what I was thinking about was forget the London series. Do one in Munich. That would be sick. Like Oktoberfest time. Ooh. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Bayern's also like the Yankees of German football. So like they're always competing around that time. So they'd have to be around that. But that was the other, like I started thinking about where else should they go. And I was like, Ireland.
Well, and this was just a stepping point too.
Scotland.
I mean, you know, they're going to try, it's going to be like the NFL now. Like the NFL's like, it's going to have a game in Brazil or something this year. Like,
yeah, and that got crazy. Cause like, did you hear about that stuff?
What?
Like they can't wear green.
Really?
Yeah. Because like there's a gang in that city. My God. So they don't want the players.
If they're really worried about stuff like that, like if you're trying to host, if you're trying to branch out, right? Like for the NFL, you know, for some reason they just need more money. So you're trying to branch out to Brazil or like all these other countries. Like if they're going to give you that type of resistance, it's like, don't you think we should just maybe not do it? Yeah. Like, come on, dude. How big does your yacht have to be?
But it's funny because you ask like these questions of where we would do it. I mean, look at what happened with the Dodgers when they went back to New York this week in the Bronx. That was crazy. That was crazy. So there's your answer right now. It is the Bronx.
It's good time baseball.
yeah.
Good time baseball. All right. Let's take a quick break, guys. When we come back, Tom Brady is in the news again. And actually, so is Giselle, believe it or not. Both for completely separate things. And Joey Chestnut was done dirty like those dogs he's been shoving down his gullet for the last how many years on the 4th of July. We're going to talk about all that. Stay with us, guys. It's Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Good first little
Like
segment.
water. Like water, everybody.
Water ice.
Water ice. Fucking. I love how you stopped yourself too. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, stuff. Yeah, because I have to edit it. Like, so I didn't want to. Do
So
that.
what's up with the French? What's your beef with them?
No, it was. I still don't want to say because we're. This
Oh,
will be
all
on
right,
our
never mind.
podcast.
No, this is, but it's not bad, guys. We
It's
promise
not.
it's not bad.
It's a
I'll get on
noticeable-
IG as soon
one,
as
the women
as
dress
soon
very,
as
very well.
As soon as he tells me, I'm gonna get on IG. And
Yeah.
blow up his spot. I would never do that. Actually, I'm actually locked out of our account right now, and I don't know how to get back in.
Yeah,
so
we gotta
I
get you
can't
back in. Jeez.
do it.
Oh no. I forgot all about that.
No, you're fine. You were on vacation. I saw you sent me a video of someone getting railed in
From our
the,
stuff?
The vid. No,
Oh,
in
tased?
text message.
Somebody getting railed. Please explain.
You sent me a text that says 1 a.m. in Disney Paris and some London lady giving it to some poor bloke. And it's a video.
Oh.
And I realized whenever you texted it to me, I don't know where I
No,
was,
he wasn't.
but I never watched the video.
Oh,
someone
you got to
wasn't-
play the audio.
Someone's not getting railed?
No, not like
You said
she's-
giving it to him.
like giving them the business, like yelling, dude. It's the funniest. We gotta play it now. We gotta
all right,
play.
here,
You gotta play.
I got it up. I'll
You
play
gotta
it right
play it.
now. I'll
It's
play it
too
right
funny.
now.
Put it in the headphones. Seriously. Met a character.
Bro,
He doesn't even say a word.
Your girl wants to meet a character, man. You're in Disney World, dude.
Yo, I didn't know the shops are such a bad thing either. Like, I was dying.
Dude,
So
the two adults getting in an argument because one is in Disney and wants to meet characters, and the other one spends
Wants to
too
be
much
on
time
shops.
in the shop has got to be the worst combination of people I've never want to meet in my entire life.
but also like
She wasn't like, dude, I could be going on rides or something. She's like, I
Right.
could be meeting a teenager or an adult in a costume while you are shopping for things that are marketed towards teenagers.
Yo,
Like, it's just dumb.
the funniest thing about the whole thing is the fact that you do not. I don't know if that man was in that room, if she was on the phone with him, but you do not hear his rebuttal.
She's got to be on the phone.
Yeah,
She's got to be on the phone.
but he's not saying anything. She's not even giving him time. If it was on the phone to respond. But dude, I was a hallway and a half away, and I just kept hearing this noise, and I was like, I have to go hear what this is. And I was convinced it was like a TV that was left on.
Yeah.
But it was so loud, it just kept like I felt like a fly going into the trap. You know, like I just felt like I had to keep going, and then I was so scared the door was gonna fling open or something. Like, but I had to.
This isn't where I parked my car. Start speaking another language and just run away.
That's so great. But yeah.
Oh, fucking A, man. All right, let's get it.
Hold on.
You're listening to The Divide right here on The Gambler.
And we're back, Divide Live, Fox Sports The Gambler. Don't forget to check out our socials, Divide Live on Instagram and X, Twitter, whatever the hell you call it this week, Facebook, YouTube Live.
My Twitter got hacked. My Powers Parlays one.
Did it really?
Yeah, and here's my logic right now. I was like, you know what? Let this bloke have a go at it. Like maybe I'll get some more followers. So,
dude, really?
I've not reported it yet, but yeah, I walked into work and somebody's like, "Yo, you gonna fix your Twitter?" It's like suggesting like all these bitcoins and cryptocurrencies, and I was like, what? And I looked
what kind
at
of tips are they giving? I could probably use some.
I was like, maybe I'm saving
some
people's
good old
lives.
ones. Let's talk about Tom Brady again because he's in the news. He had this huge, memorable night 3-4 days ago now, whenever it was.
Right.
It was basically a Patriots Hall of Fame induction. We've all seen him. You've seen him for the Mets. You've seen Doc Gooden get his number retired. I've seen countless Yankees get their number retired. Which I think is a little ridiculous.
Right.
We've seen it with the Rangers. We've seen it with the Devils. We've seen it with the Flyers. We've seen it with, football. It's just, it's happened before. And the reason I'm saying this out loud is because I know it's Tom Brady. We all know he's the GOAT and he's the best to ever play. But Jesus Christ, did you look at the lineup?
Yeah.
It was a goddamn concert.
Yeah.
And dude, we went to Paul O'Neill Day. That's right. I went to Paul O'Neill Day. Paul came out. There were some speeches. Like, no one performed. He kind of rode around and waved to people. But then his number was retired.
Yeah.
Like, the Jay-Z performed.
Yep.
Then Tom walked out. Speeches by a bunch of people. I think like Kenny Chesney performed. Peyton Manning was there. I think Mike Tirico hosted the whole thing. It was like the roast all over again with less jokes.
It really was. It really was.
And
more people because that stadium was packed.
Foxborough was packed. And I'm not saying he shouldn't be celebrated, but what a money grab for that organization.
Yeah.
And like you couldn't do this before and during the halftime and even a celebration after a regular season game.
Well, I think they'll still cash in on that. There'll be a game where they, show his number up in the rafters or something. There'll definitely be a game where he's there.
My God, dude. So Jay-Z performed public service announcement. And then you had Kenny Chesney performed the song Boys of Fall. I don't know. I'm not a Kenny Chesney fan. Bill Burr was there. Bill Burr did an act, a whole set or whatever it is. Like you had music, you had comedy. There's a video from Brady's family.
The Brady Four were there from Barstool.
Like it's just, you name it, they were there. I mean, Peyton Manning came out, Randy Moss, Gronk, Edelman, just everybody was there to celebrate. And I'm not saying he doesn't need to be celebrated. Right. The guy's got 7 Super Bowls.
Right.
He's literally the greatest to ever play. He's going to be the first ballot Hall of Famer for Canton, Ohio. But come on, dude, you're retiring his number at a stadium. Like, let's call it what it is here.
In the summer.
In the summer.
Yeah.
Like, mini camps barely started.
I love it.
Like the McCourty twins were there. Like, just Belichick was there, had a warm welcome. It had look. I can't even tell you. I can tell you honestly. We went to Paul O'Neill Day. It was fine because there was a baseball game to watch.
Yeah.
If it was just a ceremony to watch Paul O'Neill get his number retired, I don't think I'd pay to go see it.
No,
I'd go for work. Like if they were like sending us somewhere, yeah, sure, absolutely. But I'm not paying just to go watch it. Now, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, who am I kidding? Of course I would. Like, tell me I'm going to go to this ceremony where Jay-Z is performing. And I can see Bill Burr do stand-up. Like, come on. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
Well, speaking of idiots, did you hear the A-Rod, David Ortiz, and Jeter walking around Monument Park?
It was fantastic. Yeah. And I love the fact, and I don't know if they set that up. It didn't sound like it.
It did.
So Ortiz, Jeter, and because they were doing
A-Rod.
And A-Rod. Fox was covering
LA.
the Yankee game for when the Dodgers came to town. And Ortiz in Monument Park, I guess they were looking at just everybody's number, Jeter's included. and looked at A-Rod and said, when are you going to get your number retired here, or something along those lines. And A-Rod clapped right back and was like, I think you have a better shot of getting your number retired here than I do. And it was kudos to both of them, because Alex is a little hurt that it's not
Of
even
course.
considered.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like
They've
publicly
given out
he
his
can't
number
hide,
right, tons of times.
and he can't hide it, and it's never going to happen, Alex. I mean, you had to come to New York to win a world. You know what? I
No.
like A-Rod, I do, but
Ortiz did get a little bit loose with his mouth. He said that the Mets should move to like Oklahoma because they'll always be in that Bronx shadow. And I felt like saying, like, bro, you're spending a little bit too much time with the Yankees, with Jeter and A-Rod. You need to shut your mouth, because
I don't even think Jeter and A-Rod feel
Yeah.
that way, though. You
no,
know what
New
I
York,
mean?
New York is so big. We could have a third freaking team. You know who couldn't have a third or second team?
Boston.
Yeah, freaking tiny little.
Go finance
city.
another play, Boston.
Uh,
Oh, God. I love Boston, though.
You
man.
can
It's
say
such a
ass
good-
on the air, just so you know. So I didn't have to stop myself, but I did.
I'm happy, man.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you said it out loud, dude.
Mhm.
Just had
Just
to
want
have
you to
been
know.
liberating.
I just wanted you to
It's
know.
been a while since we've been doing this. So you don't
been
know
a
what you can
while.
say anymore or
Yeah.
not. Back to Tom Brady. So Kraft told the whole crowd, number 12, no one's ever going to wear it. And then he told them sometime during this season, there will be a 12-foot, because we just got to keep saying the number 12, a 12-foot statue of Tom Brady somewhere outside the stadium, which could not be a dumber idea for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can't be. If something tragically happened to Tom Brady, absolutely. If it's 20 years from now, give that man a statue.
Well,
Even wait till he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame and then give him a statue then. But
Yeah.
he's too young right now. He just retired.
Yeah.
Actually, remember when he retired the first time and then unretired? Not even for your organization?
Right.
Like, give the man a second to breathe. For all we know, some weird type Epstein list can come out and he can be
Oh,
on it.
no.
And
No,
now
no,
you
yeah.
got a statue in front of your stadium you got to tear down. Can you let it breathe a little bit? Let it breathe. You don't know anybody. Diddy's not even in the country anymore. And we all thought he was all right.
Well, speaking of breathing, you know who doesn't have much time to breathe? It's Robert Kraft. So I think he's trying to speed this all up.
Jesus.
So you're saying, like, this would normally be, like you
Leave
said,
it in his will?
decades in the making.
Right.
But I think he wants to experience it all, and he wants to give it to Tom. Tom's like his son.
That's fair.
Like, yeah. So, you know, I don't know. And then the argument is, do you do the same stuff for Bill? Or anything for Bill?
I don't think Bill's going to get any recognition.
That's crazy, dude.
Don't.
That's
I think
crazy.
he might. I think Bill would probably get. I know you can't retire a number, but you can have your name on. I think Bill will get his name next to Tom, like in the stadium. You know, like they've done before.
Okay.
Bill's not getting a statue.
I don't know, with the cut sleeves on a sweatshirt.
I would support a Belichick statue more than I would support a Brady statue.
Also, I would support an AI Belichick where it just didn't answer your questions.
get the reporting Bill Belichick experience,
Yeah.
where you're
Like,
just asking questions to a cardboard cutout of Belichick because you get the same answer anyway. My God.
Yeah, and then the other thing was like just the simple fact that, you know, I don't know. So yeah, I think about the Robert Kraft. I think about Belichick. I also, hot take, I think that if Robert Kraft allowed Belichick to cook and they did get rid of Brady when they felt like it, he could have won a couple more. So I think
he would have been a lot more competitive. I mean,
Right.
the time that they actually, you know, Brady stepped away and what was left and how trying to draft. And I mean, you got to remember, like, and I will say to Tom's credit, in the whole ceremony, when it was time for Tom to speak, he basically said in so many words, I know tonight's about me, but I'm not me if I didn't have great people around me. And he
course.
thanked all those people. You know, it wasn't like he was like, you know, it was your typical Tom Brady, like saying thank you, but also saying, remember, like I had Randy Moss, I had Rob Gronkowski, I had all these people, I had a coach like Belichick.
he
You know
also
what I mean?
took pay cuts to get those people.
Right.
And a lot of these quarterbacks don't.
And that's been public, and you know that's Tom. That's how he, you know, the Patriots dynasty was able to be a dynasty. And I think to that note, just like, you know, Tom says there was these people around me, Belichick was the same way. I mean, dude, they stepped in They stepped in it. The guy was drafted in the 6th round, a backup to an already franchise quarterback that just had some freak injury at the beginning of the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just this perfect storm of everything. If Bledsoe never gets hurt, Brady never gets his chance, and who knows what happens. It's just
Never got a shot.
exactly. So
Speaking of shot, Giselle's relationship is shot.
Oh, my God.
From that roast, the boyfriend left because, yo, you're going to cheat on Tom Brady. You're going to cheat on me. Like, I don't care what you look like. You cheated on the GOAT. You're going to
you
cheat
think
on.
that's why?
Yeah, I think so. I think it finally, like, I don't know, man. Like, or just like, he's like, you know what? I'm out. Like, you know, there is that saying, if you're going to do it to them, you'll do it to me. Like, I'm no different. So I think that, I think it got in his head. And she's blaming the roast for their breakup.
So listen, the only thing that comes out of, in my opinion, Giselle's only concern coming out of that roast was for her kids. And Tom said the same thing.
Yeah.
I just was worried. I don't want my kids, blah, 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 blah.
Does suck.
As far as Giselle goes, they're stupid jokes. And not for nothing, you deserved every bit of them, bro. Like, you're dating whatever instructor, jujitsu instructor, like, you deserve those jokes. Have thicker skin. She would be tweeting away in that, in Tom Brady's suite every time something bad would happen to Tom. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, Brittany Mahomes does something similar. Like, how these wives of these professional players or NFL players, like, they don't have thicker skin. Just let your man play the sport, dude. Like, and it goes for anybody. You know, if you have a wife that plays professional sports, just let them play. Don't worry about the scrutiny. So she's sitting here getting all mad at jokes, and all of a sudden they split. That's got to be mainly her. He's 34 years old, dating a retired supermodel that has more money than she knows what to do with. I can't imagine what her alimony looked like after the divorce. So it's like, dude, come on, man. And it's unclear. Everything I look at says, like, they haven't been photographed since late April. So who knows when they actually split and why they split. But dude's 30. Actually, dude's 34. Looks like he's 44. He's not aging well.
No. Maybe that's why they split.
But some people speculate that the spotlight was just too much for him. Joaquin Valente. Which is another thing that's the spotlight.
Right.
The spotlight, really. Like, Ben and J-Lo are breaking up, according to the rumors, and they're saying Ben just doesn't like all the attention. You're a movie star. What do you mean you don't like
him
the
walking into the
attention?
car with the Duncan thing where he just looks like, we've all been there. Like, we've all felt, like, I could feel how he felt.
But it's not like dude.
I can feel the way he felt.
If some miracle happens and we blow up, and that we're to the point where we step out of our house and we get mobbed by paparazzi, the first 2 years we're going to look like Ben Affleck. Like, dude, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, Ben, you had a 25 plus year career right now.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you're still angry at these people taking pictures.
And there's so many women in this world, and you went back with the woman that you knew this was going to occur again.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, it's like, what do we do? Same thing with the two of them, man. Like, you're a jiu-jitsu instructor. First of all, I guess for a high-class clientele, since you have a Giselle, in your class or your one-on-one training or whatever, and you start dating and you don't think people are going to poke into you a little bit?
Yeah.
Get at it. And you don't think that's going to be worth it a little bit?
Yeah.
To not work the rest of your life?
Yeah.
I would do crazy things to not work the rest of my life.
Yeah. From one glizzy champ to another, Joey Chestnut has been banned from the Nathan's hot dog contest. Is this how do you feel about this?
Do you want to get into this next segment, or do you want to get into it now?
We'll get into that, and we'll get into Grimace too.
Grimace?
Yes.
All right. So let's save it for the next segment.
I think so.
Yeah, save it for the next segment. Next segment, guys. We're gonna take a quick break. It's gonna be quick. We gotta pay the bills. Take a quick break. When we come back, Joey Chestnut and Grimace in a duel that you would never think. I don't know the Grimace thing. Mike's gonna bring it up, but Joey Chestnut and Grimace are coming up next. Stay with us, guys. Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler. Grimace.
He throws out the first pitch for the.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
For which?
It was like yesterday, the other day. Like, just threw out the first pitch. He had his own glove too, so like I guess like that's weird. But also, like, I get it. Like McDonald's. Also, I get it for another reason that I'll share on the air.
Man.
So. But yeah.
All right, let's do it, man. Hit the thing.
You're listening to The Divide, right here on The Gambler.
I told you it'd be short. Divide Live, Fox Sports, The Gambler. Let's get right into it. Joey Chestnut, the man that we've known to love every July 4th during the Nathan's hot dog eating contest up at Coney Island, has been banned, Mike. Banned from competing, according to the Major League Eating Corporation, which is unreal. It's that there's the MLE. Who's the company behind the annual Nathan's contest. They issued a statement saying that they were devastated to learn that Joey Chestnut has chosen to represent a rival brand. And that rival brand is some sort of beef substitute.
A vegan
hot dog. Let's see if I can get the name here.
Which is great because we wouldn't even be announcing the name if he didn't do it. So
it's great. So the end result for this. So just to give you guys the idea, he's currently, as it stands, he is not allowed to participate. Apparently, according to the MLE and Nathan's Hot Dog, that they had some sort of exclusive contract that paid Joey Chestnut like $200,000 each 4th of July, but like over the course of 4 years, it's like a $4 million retainer or something like that.
Wow.
To basically compete. But to not sign with any competitors. And Joey Chestnut is saying that they've never had any sort of deal. Here it is. Oh, no, that's not it. So they've said, here it is. Chestnut was paid $200,000 to appear in the 2023 contest and offered, $1.2 million 4-year contract with Nathan's. They told that the New York Post that. MLE told the New York Post. In return for his fees to appear and compete, Joey agreed every single year to a very simple exclusivity provision. Jesus, man, I got to go back to school. That was a rough read. That he would not endorse or sponsor another hot dog brand. So MLE and Nathan's is saying basically this was supposed to be an exclusive contract where he's basically getting $1.5 million over the course of 4 years. He just can't sign with any other hot dog brand.
Okay.
But Joey's claiming that there's no such deal in place. So somebody's wrong. And right now, whether we like it or not, Joey Chestnut is paying the price. Now, we both know what's going to happen. Like, for example, Mike, how do you feel on July 4th? What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be barbecuing. I'm not going to be watching the Nathan's.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Nathan's, you have a problem. Major League Eating, you have a problem. You think that people watch your hot dog eating contest for you when they only watch it for Joey Chestnut. The people are going to follow Joey.
Yeah.
They are. There's no and how dare you think that we cut into our 4th of July festivities and turn this on just to see Nathan's hot dogs? No, we see Joey cram hot dogs. We don't care if it's a hot dog substitute. We don't care if it's Nathan. It could be bratwurst for all we care.
Yeah, Joey guzzled so that Ty would run. You know what I mean? And he did the watermelon thing because of being inspired by Joey Chestnut.
It's just stupid. Also, what's funny is, like you said in the beginning,
Joey guzzled.
Joey guzzled. What's funny is the Glizzy Guzzler. He's already getting like $1 million offers from other companies to do
Netflix is now doing an event. Did you see that?
Dude, I guess there's an adult industry company called Cam Soda. It's like an adult camera site.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cam Soda?
It's called CAM Soda. It's an adult cam site, it says. I don't know really what that means. I don't know if that's... Anyway,
okay.
I guess I'll have to Google it later.
Incognito
off
mode.
company Wi-Fi. But they already offered him $1 million to headline its first annual Innuendo Heavy Wiener Wallop.
Oh my God.
It's an eating contest.
I'm sure
it's an eating contest.
It doesn't even make sense.
But it's like, dude, Joey is in demand right now. Not only does he have the heartstrings of America, people are throwing money at him. Just like, forget Nathan's. Nathan, your brand is going down, man. Come to an agreement.
They nobody would have known that Joey Chestnut was endorsed by this vegan company. Nobody would have known.
And nobody would have cared.
Nobody would have cared. Nathan's would have ruled July 4th. It would have been the only thing talked about on July 5th. outside of fireworks, people losing limbs, and barbecues, and maybe a few barbecues blowing up too. But outside of that, it would have been Joey Chestnut, Nathan's, and maybe a new, like Kobayashi coming back from the dead, like The Undertaker, and winning or something. Who knows? But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like, why? Like, I just think about like how the MLB is protecting Ohtani, and we're just supposed to believe that his interpreter did all this crazy stuff behind his back, which, by the way, now he's Uber driving. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
Like in LA, I want to go to LA to see if this guy if he ends up
Just
being
the
my.
punch. Just be like, hey man, before I place these bets, can you?
If I tip you, will you put it
Is this
on?
a good move? Let me
Yeah.
know. 16 times, Mike. He's won the hot since 2007. This guy's been dominating the hot dog competition.
Insane.
And Nathan's
Insane.
is so self-centered to think that we turn this on the TV for you. We don't care. The only reason people buy your hot dogs in Coney Island is 'cause their only choice.
Hey, stop. Don't-
What?
Nathan's is a staple of Brooklyn heritage.
Do we have
So-
a potential deal with Nathan's?
No, I mean,
Oh,
maybe,
all right. You made it
they're
seem
gonna
like-
they're gonna need our help after
That's
this.
true. You know what? If it's one hot dog that always remains faithful, I think it's that Nathan's. Oh, man, I've said it before. We can be bought, guys.
We can,
Mike,
absolutely.
hit us with what's going on with Grimace before we get out of here.
Mr. Grimace throughout the first pitch. Personally, I like the Hamburglar, so I was like a little annoyed. Then I got to thinking.
What game did he throw out the pitch for, Mike?
Monday, Tuesday. Sorry, we were off Monday. So it was Tuesday night.
Tuesday Met game.
Yeah, he throws out the first pitch. He's got his own little glove, which was cute. It's pretty big. Actually threw a decent pitch, so I'm not even going to throw shade at whoever was inside this costume. The problem I have with it is it's Grimace, and we're having a bad season, and it's just the optics look terrible. Like, how much did McDonald's pay for this first pitch? I did notice he's purple. The City Connect shirts are purple. I think that's the reason why there's a connection there. Maybe there was money given to the Ronald McDonald charity or something like that. But I was just like, come on, man, we don't need this. It's just added stupidity and added insult to a season that's already, off the rails a little bit. Now, they did get their 30th win, as I mentioned earlier, so maybe Grimace is going to give it. But, there was also like a lot of stuff with the happy birthday Grimace, and people eating the Grimace shakes and then dying. There was like a viral, not really dying. They were like fake dying. They were acting like they turned into zombies from the Grimace shake. It was actually pretty funny. But, there's Grimace has the Gen Z people like wrapped around his palm. So he is bigger than Ronald McDonald when it comes to the youth of America and McDonald's. So
Those City Connect jerseys, those are the dark gray ones, right?
yeah, I'm colorblind, but yeah, I think they're purple.
Okay.
Yeah. They're cement gray.
Mr. and Mrs. Met gave Grimace a jersey, and it looks like the City Connect. They gave
It
him
says
a City
NYC.
Connect. I'm only
On
looking
it?
at the back where it says Grimace
Okay.
and
Happy
55. I guess
birthday,
I don't know if
Grimace.
he was born.
Maybe he
at
turned
55.
55.
or
Oh,
something.
because it was his birthday. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, dude.
Maybe he's 55 years
It
old.
says. Yep. Nope. That's it. They gifted him a jersey. Exactly. Look, man. I don't know. I can't think of the last time I went to a game where someone threw out like a ceremonial first pitch where I actually cared.
Yeah, I was hoping it
Like,
didn't
I've
happen.
never seen anybody cool throw out
Yeah.
a first pitch.
No, and even actually, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they threw out a first pitch, but
Really?
it was like the first double play. It was Utley. It was Utley. So it was the guy from Always Sunny,
Charlie Day,
Charlie Day. No, not Charlie. The one that owns the soccer team with
Rob.
yeah, whatever. His
something.
wife threw a ground ball to him. He threw it to Utley, that threw it to Harper. So it was the first double play as opposed to a first pitch. But the Mets brought out Matthew Broderick, and I was just like, so for their home game in London, that's who they picked, and I was just like, that's such a, like, I get it. He's a Met fan, but he really isn't. Like, if you listen to his interviews, he's like, yeah, I just decided I like Met hats. Like, it's just like, he's like, I root for both teams. Like, he was very biased about it, like very down the road. The one thing I want to share real quick is there was nobody tased in London, but it did happen in Cincinnati, and it
love
was
it.
hilarious.
Oh my god.
Shout out to that guy. I don't know his name. God, I'm sorry, but you're royalty when it comes to things that people will watch forever. That somersault, he lands it, and then he gets tased. But then he's in court with the judge, and the judge is like, did you see the video? He's like, no, I haven't yet. He's like, a lot of people are saying you landed the somersault, and he's like, what do you think about that? He's like, I think I did. Like,
He's
you know,
like, yeah, I think
and
I
it's
did.
just like a boss about it. So
Does not care at all.
yeah,
William Hendon.
Shout
Dude's
out.
only 19 years old.
yeah, that's
He was
crazy.
charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of criminal trespass and obstructing official business. And he did land it.
He did.
Yeah,
absolutely-
he did. And then he got tased.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Oh my God.
Now, do you think the cop tased him because he was like, yo, you just like, because that's like a crossover move on
I
him.
gotta
Like,
see a different view of this.
how
The
do you
dude
do a
does the
somersault?
backflip right in front
Front
of
of
the
him,
cop,
and you don't
Like,
catch him.
Just push him.
yeah.
Like, how do you not? What a loser cop!
do
And then you
is-
tase him. Come on, bro. All you do is take out his legs. You're a cop. Like, don't they give you more training? You know what?
Also, I wish he was
Cincinnati.
wearing like a cut shirt or one of our sponsors. Like, that's what
I'm sure
I
we
would
can
do.
Photoshop one on there.
Yeah,
Just
probably.
Absolutely.
So, like, look at our guy.
Hit it right on social media. People don't fact check anything. They'll believe you right away.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for us, guys. We will see you next week. This was Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.